What's poppin', everybody? Welcome to the Wrestling Squad Podcast, Season 2, Episode 36. It's your boy Ivan, my boy Ruben, my boy Nick DFX, and we got two extremely special guests on the show today, Jedi Bender and the one and only Dual Dreamer. Guys, thank you
Hey
guys.
guys.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us on our podcast. It's truly an honor to be able to talk to you guys again, especially
The
Jedi.
honor is all ours. We're happy to be here.
Exactly,
Yeah,
man.
thank you for inviting us. Really,
Yes.
it's a great pleasure.
Yes, absolutely.
It really is a pleasure having you guys. So, so why don't you tell the audience the stuff you react to and all that good stuff. So we'll start off with Jedi.
Well, I don't do reactions anymore. I'm kind of retired. I retired back in December of 2018. I do reviews, mainly cartoon reviews, animated stuff from your childhood, past to present, and I'm also one of the researchers for Cartoon Fight Club / Rewind Rumble.
That's awesome.
Yes, it is. Done a lot of work for 3 years. I've been with them. We're coming up on 3 years.
Well, congratulations. That I never knew.
Oh,
Congratulations on that.
Yes, it is. No, yes.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Someone likes to hear the sound of my voice. No, I also am the co-founder of Nerdbender Podcast with Duo Dreamer. And what else do I do? That's about it. I just do reviews, I research fights, and I occasionally do the podcast.
All right, right on. So, Duo, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do, man?
I do a lot of stuff on my on my channel. If you've been with me from the beginning, like when YouTube started, I was doing music videos for Transformers and Gundam Wing and all that stuff. Then I was doing music videos of a wrestling company I work for, RWA. I am a professional wrestler as well.
Awesome.
Yeah. And then I switched gears to just doing like vlogs on current event stuff, like stuff that happened with the Westboro Baptist Church and stuff like that, and also doing like wrestling news. And then I started doing these like types of videos where I'm giving updates for Bat and the Sun's Superpower Beatdown. And from there, I started doing reactions, and now I'm doing animations and still doing reactions. So, like I said, I do a lot of stuff on my channel.
That's it, man. That's awesome, man. I love the balance with it too, because you really know how to balance it really well from the animations and reactions. That's all really well done. So, props to you on that. And your animation show, the battle mode, extremely well done, extremely well animated.
Thank you.
So,
Absolutely.
Props to you on that, man. Props to you on that. That's one of the best ones I've seen in a while.
Thank you very much.
No problem, man. So, Ruben, Nidge, anything you guys want to ask questions or what?
You want to go first, Nidge? Okay.
I was just typing to people right now, plugging in their channels, telling everybody to.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, thank you.
All right. I guess my first question would be to Dio. What pursued you to want to become a wrestler? Was there any inspiration around it? Was there like a favorite wrestler that inspired you to want to become a wrestler?
Okay. Can I start off how I got into, like, how I was interested in wrestling first? Or
yeah, of course.
All right, well,
absolutely.
It's pretty much cliche, but Hulk Hogan got me into wrestling. It's very cliche.
It's all good.
Very cliche. I think
I'm Team Macho Man. I just want to say that.
I'm Team Hulk Hogan and Macho Man. I love both of them.
I love them both too. But I think the one that really caught my interest was Hulk Hogan, because he was just a larger than life character. Especially, I think one of my first WrestleManias was WrestleMania 3, and I saw him body slam Andre the Giant, and I was hooked from there.
I remember that. I remember
that.
That was like 1987 or something.
Around there, yeah. I was like very young. But like every time I see wrestling on TV, especially back then when it was on weekends after Saturday morning cartoons and Sunday afternoons, and I miss those days just watching it. It was the best time for wrestling to me during the 80s and the early 90s. And then there was more wrestling that I didn't know about, like WCW. I just want to watch anything that is wrestling, even the indies. I was watching on public access and stuff. Then there was one particular match that really made me want to be a wrestler. It was Royal Rumble '99. And it was a match between The Rock and Mankind in the I Quit match.
Oh, I remember that one.
Yeah, I remember that one too.
And when I watched that match, and I thought, the build-up was great. I like how it built up before the match started. I like the physicality. It wasn't just like the brutality I like. It was just the story it was being told. And I said to myself, I want to tell stories like that one day. And I was trying to pursue, like, how can I be a wrestler? The funny thing was, I met my wife, and she was kind of like, I don't want you to be a wrestler because I'm afraid. And then I watched this documentary called Beyond the Mat. Has anyone heard Beyond the Mat?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Vaguely, yes.
Yeah, and they showed some behind-the-scenes stuff of that same match. They showed the reaction of Mick Foley's wife and children. Yeah. And I was thinking to myself, I don't want to put my wife through this. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna pass up with the with my dream, unfortunately. Then one time we broke up at one point, and I was just so depressed. My mother noticed it. She asked, "Do you have an outlet?" I was like, "No, I'm not into a lot of sports. Like being part of like a sports team or something." She said, "What are you into? What something you want to do?" I said, I don't know if you're gonna agree with this. I want to do professional wrestling. So she gave me some savings bonds she's been saving since I was little to pay for wrestling school.
That is awesome.
And the rest was history. I started training wrestling. It's not easy. It is not easy.
Oh, I bet.
And they do try to scare you away from it. But I stuck with it. I didn't care. I said, I want to be a freaking wrestler. And
we had to weed out the sayers instead of the doers. I could see that, yeah.
Right. And and the funny thing is, me and my wife got back together, and I told my wife, I'm a wrestler. This is what I want to do. You're going to have to deal with it. And she said, that's fine. That's fine. We got back together. As you know, we got married, got a child and all. But I've been doing wrestling for about going on 13 years now.
So we all know then once she went black, she didn't go back. So
I
guess you could say that.
I had a feeling you were gonna say something close to that. I was like, you know what?
Is Dave gonna say something?
I was like, don't say it. And he said it.
Guilty. Go ahead,
but yeah. To say like who influenced me to want to be a wrestler would be Mick Foley, and I even told Mick Foley this story too. When he was he was at a Comic-Con in Rhode Island, that's where I'm from. Like a little bit, I think it was 2 or 3 years, and I told him that story, and he was like intrigued. I told him it wasn't the hardcore that got me; it's the way you tell a story that got me. And I said I want to do stories like that. Plus, I like how his demeanor is backstage. He's very selfless. He's not afraid to put people over, even people that some people feel like he doesn't deserve to get that rub from a legend like Mick Foley. And but he still does it because he knows he doesn't have a lot of time left, and he wants to be able to help people go to the next level. Like he did it for The Rock, he did it for Triple H, he did it for a lot of wrestlers, and he didn't mind, like, say, losing matches, because at the end of the day, we're not really winning a match. It's predetermined, and we want to give a good product and stuff, and also make sure that the business goes on with the right people. And he has a good judge of character and who he feels can have that good rub from him when he does his matches and puts people over. So I said, I want to be just like that. So I've been doing that in my wrestling career. Like there's certain people I say, I want to work with this guy and I want to put him over, and I guarantee you he'll be a big star. And it has happened. It has happened where I help people go to the next level, and I didn't mind that because I figured, I'm not getting any younger, so someone has to hold the mantle. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Wait a minute. I got one quick question. Wait, so you're saying wrestling is predetermined? What do you mean? I thought it was real.
Oh my God.
Oh, exposed.
Wow. It's common knowledge that it's predetermined. It's common
lies. La 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 la.
How about this?
It's
You can
rigged.
say,
It's rigged.
No.
how about
Oh,
this?
my
You
whole
can
childhood's
say,
a lie.
it's still real to you, damn it. It's
Yeah.
still real to you, damn it.
Soaking the truth, Nate. It's not real. Soaking that truth. It'll have to happen eventually.
You shut your damn
Oh,
mouth.
man.
I'll say this though, there are some aspects of wrestling where you do feel like, sometimes they really pop you, but they don't pop you to the point where you break your jaw. Like you feel the impact and stuff, but you don't get injured. Like the chair shots, those are real. Those are real. They're not fake chairs. Those are real chairs. And I had my shares of chair shots to the head, unprotected, but I might add. And it wasn't fun, but you know what? It's wrestling.
Like I saw one of your matches on your channel where you took a power bomb on the outside. I was like, damn.
Yeah. Which was my idea actually, because it was my idea. People were saying like, "Oh, I can't wait to see this match." So I was talking to the booker. I was like, I'm gonna be taking some time off. This would be a good time to write me off. So he said, "How would you want to be write off?" He said his finishing move's a power bomb. I'd gladly take a power bomb on the outside. And he's like, "Are you sure?" I'm said, "I am greatly sure. I can take it." Because I guess like in the early days of RWA, I was one of the first people to take a plunge from the ring onto the outside on my bare back. So I know how to. I tell people I know how to fall, guys. I'm good. I'm fine. So people were a little bit cringy about like, "You're Chris. You're crazy." I'm like, I'm in wrestling. I'm already crazy.
Wasn't that the same match where you also took a pile driver too?
Yeah, I took the power driver in the middle of the ring, which is actually safer. It's safer.
Yeah.
Because there's more give in the ring.
Yeah.
It's more give in the ring, but in the outside, like there was padding, but you still feel that impact.
I bet, yeah.
I was like, damn. Oh my god.
So I was telling the person I was working with, I said, "We're gonna do this storyline. We're gonna do this arc where you injure my back in the beginning of the match," and like people wonder, like, why would you want to be injured? I said, think about it. It's like if someone really rams your back into a ring post, it's gonna hurt.
It is.
Like some people will like brush it off, like say, "Oh, they're hurt," but sometimes one good impact can really throw you off, and that's what I want to portray. But then I also want to portray that I'm not giving up. I'm going back in, back Herc and all, and then teach him a lesson.
Yeah.
So, and I try to make a comeback with him, and of course he beat me, but he wasn't finished with me. My idea was I want him to be like this dangerous, destructive wrestler, which he's already is, but I want him to do it to someone around his size, so that way people would know, like, okay, this guy, I don't want to mess with this guy. He just took out a former Triple Crown champion, But so that was my, like I said, it's one of those things where I don't mind, taking a backseat for other wrestlers. You know what I mean? Because it's like I'm not getting any younger. Someone's gonna have to carry on the business. Might as well be the young guys. You know what I mean? So
gotcha.
But I've took a lot of injuries and stuff in the past. Like I haven't had concussions.
What was your worst? I'm sorry to cut you off. What was your worst injury you've ever gotten? I'm sorry for cutting you off again.
No, it's okay. Busted eardrum.
Ooh.
Ouch.
Yeah.
How did that happen, if you don't mind me asking?
Okay, the same guy wrestled that powerbombed me.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks from that, we were a tag team. Just one time. It was just for one time. It was like a random two people just come together, just face two other people. And we were like disagreeing with each other because we were both heels at the time. And I was doing this teacher gimmick saying like, "You're uneducated imbecile. That is why we lost." And then he slapped me at the end of the match. He slapped me and his hand hit my ear. And I heard a loud ping. I was like, "Ow." And I brushed it off because like I'm in my character and all the adrenaline. I didn't think much about it. I slapped him back, and then he powerbombed me. And yes, we do slap each other for real, just to let you know, guys.
Oh yeah.
You can hear it.
Yeah, you can hear the slaps. Yeah,
It hurts.
My favorite slap is The Rock. He'd always spit on his hand before he slapped. You ever notice
Like-
that? He'd go,
Like back.
he would spit on his hand. He'd go,
You're like,
and he'd slap him. that
You
was
can
his thing.
you can hear it, you can feel it. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh!
But so with that injury, like I was fine until the next day. I was having some problems hearing with my left ear. I'm like, what's going on? Like, I'm having a hard time hearing from this left ear. So I went to the doctor, and they told me that your eardrum is perforated. I'm like, how?
Oh.
And he asked, what happened? I said, well, someone slapped me in the face, and they accidentally hit my ear. He's like, yeah, that will do it. But luckily, my eardrums healed up, and I can hear pretty fine. But I would consider that as one of my worst injuries in professional wrestling because I could have been deaf. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That sounds horrible. You can actually feel it. It's not even happening, but yeah. You just exactly.
I hear ya, badoons.
Oh my god.
But yeah, but of course my wife was concerned, and she was like, I think you should consider retiring. I was like, I'm not done yet. I
wouldn't blame her. I wouldn't blame her at that point. I'm like, that kind of injury, I'd be like, okay, maybe I should. I mean, I really think you should, honey. I think you should consider taking it easy, So
nope, I'm not yet. I still have enough left in the tank, So
right on. Right on, man.
When are you returning to?
I've been in and out of wrestling lately because I'm at that stage where I feel like I have nothing left to prove. I've pretty much, in a way, done it all with the company I'm with, and I feel like I've been with that company for like over a decade now, and I look at it as, you know what, I think this company is going to do just fine. I'm not saying I'm like special or anything like, oh, it can do well without me. What I'm saying is that it's in good hands with the young guys because I feel like they're going to take it to the next decade. One of my biggest goals when I was in that company was I want to take this backyard fed, because it used to be a backyard fed. Like we used to do it in the backyard. I said, I want to help take this backyard fed to be something where people can respect us. People want to be in on the fun and take it to the next decade. And I feel like I helped do that along with all the other wrestlers that were there, of course, So
yeah,
because there was a time where RWA was considered as like the bane of professional wrestling because it was a backyard fed. Like a lot of people didn't like us because they figured like, oh, they're untrained wrestlers, but we're trained. And of course there were some people who were not trained. So we kept on going for years until the same people who look at us as backyard feds, all of a sudden, oh, I want in now. I want to be part of this because you seem like a good bunch of guys. And they always compare us to other indie feds and said, a locker room's not like this. In my experience of professional wrestling, I really like it. I like you guys. I like to be part of this. And, I feel like we proved a lot of people wrong. You know what I mean? So I was actually really happy that it's flourishing the way it is. And I said to myself, I really don't feel that passion to want to continue because I feel like these guys are doing just fine. They're doing well. And like at the same time, the booker was telling me like, I have nothing for you, and years ago it would have bothered me, but it's like, that's fine. If you don't have nothing for me, that's fine. I don't mind taking a back seat. I don't mind coming back periodically. If you need me to help put someone over, I'll do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But right now I work for another company, pretty much part-time, called RICW, where I feel like maybe I can help these guys get to the next level too, because they were also considered as like a fed that no one should be part of because there's a lot of untrained people, but they're taking it seriously. They're stepping up their game. And I said, I like to be part of this. I don't care if I win or lose. I just want to help out as best as I can. But I'm still in the business. I'm still in the business right now.
Right on.
Gotcha.
Right on.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's dope.
So yeah, as far as the next question that I had, it's actually going to be for both of you, but we'll start with Jedi Bender.
Yes. So I talk too much.
I
talk enough.
I do too. I do. We both talk too much.
Yeah. I was just gonna fill the other side of the room real quick.
Oh, thank you.
What inspired you? I keep calling you by your old YouTuber
It's
name.
okay. You could call me Kenobi. It's all right.
Don't
let the link die.
Okay, my first question is why did you change your YouTube name? And you can say both your names right now in the question that I asked you.
Okay. I changed my YouTube name because I felt like Richard Core Kenobi, or before that, it was Richard Kenobi. I felt like that name pretty much did it all for me because going back when I was just a small YouTuber and I was fighting my way to try and get to 1,000 subscribers, when I finally did it, and ironically I lost my channel, I felt like I don't think I should keep this name going. I think I should just let it go because I've done it all with that name. There's nothing left for me to accomplish. So I decided, okay, well, if I'm going to let that name die, in my opinion, then I need to create a new name that can hopefully go on to do more better things than maybe I couldn't do with my old channel. And that's when I came up with the Jedi Bender, because I felt like, okay, I didn't want something that was too obvious to Richard Kenobi, but at the same time, I wanted it to still encapsulate the very two things that people assume my channel is about, ironically, which is Avatar and Star Wars. So that's where I came up with Jedi Bender, because I thought, that actually sounds better. I like that.
That actually is really cool. Yeah, you're right.
That is cool.
Thank you.
Now I
get it. Yeah, now I get it. Now it just came to me, Jedi Bender. I'm like, okay, there's the correlation there. So
yes,
cool.
absolutely.
Yeah, cool.
Bending the force, one person at a time.
Force bending.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yeah, that's the idea.
that is actually a really cool story for the origin of your name, because to be honest too, I think it sounds better. And also another thing I want to tell River, I keep calling him River, he's Ruben. I know. You should probably be honest, dude. Your name is so hard to spell. I can never find you on YouTube because of that. And that is another thing to consider too. Is when you have your name really complicated, you can lose out on people coming back because they're not going to know how to spell it. And then all of a sudden they see a squirrel, and then they forget about you. You'd be surprised.
It's true.
Yeah,
I've honestly been debating lately if I should change my channel name. I've been thinking about it lately, honestly.
Because honestly, when I first saw it, I'm like, did he say reventing or revering? Like I know it's
it's like riveting Rivera.
Riveting. I'm just like when I first saw it, I'm like reventing. I'm like it's hard for like maybe I was just illiterate at the time, but it was just but I've kind of grown used to it, but you know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
River. That's what I was calling
I call him Cuban Reuben sandwich because they're both sandwiches.
Yeah, it's a sandwich.
Wait, Ivan, you're the one that's actually Cuban.
Yeah, I know.
Are you trying to tell us something you two or what?
Oh my God!
No, don't go there. No,
I'm just making sure.
No.
What about you, Duo? I think our boy here, he explained so what inspired you as well, and then we'll move on to Duo to start your YouTube channel, or Kenobi.
That's all right.
Jedi Bender.
It's okay. You call me whatever.
So who's talking, Jedi or me?
Your turn, man.
What was the question again? Sorry.
What was the origin of your name? Like, why did you choose Dual Dreamer? And
funny story.
Let's hear
when
it.
I first discovered the internet, when my mom decided to put the internet in my house, I was like, I need a name, because everyone has like these different names. And this was before YouTube and stuff like that. So I was just dabbling around like different names. One time I used the word Duo, and it was actually based on Duo Maxwell from Gundam Wing. And I love Gundam Wing. I said, I love the character Duo. So I said, you know what? Let me call myself Duo. But I needed a last name. So I tried different things. I tried Duo Foley, as in for like Mick Foley. It didn't sound right to me. I was like, nah, it didn't sound right. Then I tried Duo Pacey, as in Pacey Witter from Dawson's Creek. And I'm like, no. Then then I said I have another favorite wrestler. That's Tommy Dreamer. I like the name Dreamer. So what if I call myself Duo Dreamer? And it's stuck right there. And it was easy because it's like, oh, D&D. And people's like, oh, hey, Duo Dreamer. I was like, yeah, I like this name. You know what I mean? So why not use it as my internet persona? Like everything in my internet when it comes to like Facebook, MySpace, and yes, we haven't heard MySpace in a long time. I use that even on my Twitter, on my Instagram, and I felt like that's how people kind of get to know me and get to connect with me. And of course, with YouTube, I use that as my YouTube name. It used to be Duo Dream 2K26, and that was before we were able to customize our names. And I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna call it Duo Dreamer Videos. I said that'll be easy. Hopefully, people will remember it. Like very simplistic in a way. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Right on.
It's simple yet powerful, and that's really the name. When you start, you really do got to be like that. So
yeah.
Right on.
Yes. Yeah, gotta commit to it, definitely.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
All right. Who wants the next question to ask him? What about you, Kenobi? Then, what was your origin then of starting? Like what inspired you to start? Because we already heard Duo kind of explained it already. What about you? Like
yeah. What inspired me to be a YouTuber? Okay, that's a tricky one. This goes all the way back to when YouTube first started. I would say around maybe 2005, 2006, back in its infancy. As a kid, I loved being on YouTube. I loved looking at all these different videos made by all these hardworking, passionate YouTubers. And I thought as a kid, I'm like, that's what I want to do. I want to be able to display the passion I have for something, because ever since I was a boy, I've always had passion for the very things that I like. Comic books, anime, cartoons, the list just goes on. And then it was in 2013, September of 2013, I was a couple months out of high school and my grandfather had passed away, and I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, I gotta find a career. And I had plenty of job offers that I could have gone with, but I decided to just say, no, I want to do something that makes me feel like I can leave a legacy behind. So I decided to go on YouTube and start just making any kind of videos I felt that stuck. I made all different types of videos, and then eventually I stuck with reactions because that was the new thing at the time, and I felt like, okay, a lot of people are doing them, so why don't I do them? And then I did, but I didn't have an editor, so my reactions were kind of without the video in the corner. But somehow, I can't believe it, I don't know, maybe it was just my luck, people started liking it, they started subscribing to it, and they, started to show how much they really cared for my opinion. So then after that, it was reactions and then reviews, because that's the thing. I like to talk about what my thoughts are in some things.
Oh, I also want to add, he was also featured on Death Battle one time.
Yes, that's a great point. Yes.
Really?
Yes,
What
thank
episode?
you. I was.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember Goku versus Superman 2?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So they put out the trailer to Goku versus Superman 2, and then everyone started reacting to it. I reacted to it. Tyrone Magnus reacted to it.
Yeah,
my friend
it was
Anthony
that bundle,
Knight
right?
Yes, it was that bundle. It was they made. Then a week later, they made a bundle of reactions showing how excited people were. And then I'm watching that, and for one little frame, I'm in there. It's a small frame. Like I believe, like my reaction was like this. Like I was like so excited on the edge of my seat from the action, and then there you go. So I was kind of immortalized by Death Battle, and I've never been able to thank them for that, because
That's
I'm like,
awesome.
I'm just a kid who doesn't have the proper editing, and you put my reaction up there. That's crazy. So yeah, exactly. And then after that, it was just reactions. But then there came a time where I was questioning, should I keep doing reactions? Because I don't know if I can. I think they're too easy, And I just feel like they're not challenging to me anymore. I want something that's challenging. So I dabbled around writing reviews. And last year, I started. I wrote all kinds of reviews for some things that I wanted to talk about. And slowly but surely, everybody started warming up to them. And as of this year, I'm almost, maybe 30 reviews in. And so far, everybody likes them. So I would really... Yeah, and I would really say that that's what inspired me to be a YouTuber, but also to be a different kind of YouTuber. Because when you're a YouTuber, you have different goals. You want to make money. You want to be famous. You want to be looked at or spotted out by talent scouts. You really have a clear goal in mind when it comes to YouTube. My goal was just to entertain people, but at the same time, not look for recognition, money, fame, or anything. I just wanted to do this because it was what I wanted to do. You could say it's a hobby, but to me, it's just a passion that will never truly die, even if I start to lose channels, like my old one. I'm still going to keep going because, that dream of a 6-7-year-old boy wanting to be a YouTuber, that's not going anywhere. So I really feel like it's good to have a goal set for yourself when it comes to YouTube.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely.
It's always going to start off. It's always going to start off small. Try not to keep your expectations high. You always have to take it a step at a time, and then you just have to keep going. You have to go with it gradually. If you're going with high expectations, that's the more disappointed you're going to be and be like, okay, this is not for me. That's just not the case. Yeah, it's not just for YouTube, but pretty much for anything in life. But always start small. Always expect the most, and then once you really start to, really grow, that's when you can really take it a step further. So don't always try to look at the bigger picture. Start small. And that's how the best YouTubers really grow, in my opinion.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I agree. Definitely agree.
Yeah, so that's pretty much how I started YouTube, because there was this app, to go for a quick thing, that's how I started, where there was this app called reaction.cam. Like, okay, everybody's doing reactions, so I figured, let me just try this out. And eventually I got comfortable, but then the app got shut down, so it's like, okay, let me just take this to YouTube. I figured it was going to take me 1,000 years or something to get the amount of subscribers I have now, but once I started to really gain them and people actually saw me, were actually entertained by me, I was like, that really gave me the motivation to keep pushing forward, to really started taking it more seriously. So, and right now, I'm just setting small goals for myself to try to get maybe some better equipment, try to incorporate a little more editing, little funny clips if I can. And then over time, I just want to keep this going as long as I can. So, yeah, so that's pretty much the same boat with me and Jedi Bender.
Yeah, that most definitely, like when you're doing stuff like this, you don't want to plateau. Like you don't want to plateau. You don't want to decline. You want to try to keep going up, up, up. And I tell that to people, like yes, you're on top, but guess what? Now the work is going to begin. Now the true work is, can you stay on top? Can you continue to climb, and not plateau and not go down? Because once you plateau, there's a problem. You go down, there's a big problem. Definitely. In my opinion, so you have to improve yourself, try new things, like I did with my channel. I was just doing new things, trying until one time I took a ball of shit, threw on the wall, and saw if it stick. That's pretty much the analogy. Take a ball of shit, throw on the wall, and see what sticks, and if that one sticks, go for it. You know what I mean?
So yeah,
I like that.
I use that hashtag, keep the pressure. That's what I mean by that, that's like my thing. But speaking of hashtags, I'm a huge fan, obviously, of yours. You want to go ahead and say it real quick?
What? Always dream big.
I like that one.
That's a really cool hashtag.
Our boy Ivan here actually has a surprise for you.
Really?
And
yes, I do. Would you like to see?
Sure.
On the screen,
wow.
We were thinking that, our boy, I've been telling you this for a long time. I was like, dude, you got to get yourself some type of, this is kind of a promo, or like not a promo, but like an alpha,
Yeah.
It's a prototype.
He did it for you, and,
thank you so much.
No problem. I was more than happy to do it. I worked pretty hard because everything you see there, I pretty much have to custom make everything from the background, from the border to try to edit and put a little filter on your face and everything. It took me like over an hour to do, but I'm pretty happy with it.
Wow.
I'm mostly happy that you liked it too, because I did it for you, man.
Yeah, thank you so much. Is it ready to be shipped out and stuff? Like, do I have to buy it or something like that?
We're not gonna charge you to buy it.
No, not yet.
I wouldn't mind, because I would like to have something like that with me. You know what I mean? Because that's
sure, Ivan will hand over whatever it is. You know.
Oh, definitely, I could. But
people can. Yeah, go ahead, Ivan. Talk to yourself.
No, it's okay. No, I would definitely love to do that for you. If there's anything you want me to tweak, or anything you want me to add, then please feel free. Because I want to, because me and Nidge we're having these shared ideas, and I'm starting to take them more seriously now. So I really want to expand on what somebody wants. So if there's anything little tweaks you want to add, please let me know, and I'm more than happy to hook you up with that.
No problem. But I like the way it looks now. I love the way it looks. I want one right now. In the words of John Tron, I'll take your entire stock.
I buy that for $1.
TV, you bro. That was a real movie. It also would go with your shirt or your hat too.
Yeah, it would.
Set up there. And just a quick plug in for our boy Adam EX. I caught myself.
Oh, you got one.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
The power glove that Adam EX has. I should almost ask if he would be a guest on here too. I'm sure he would.
I think he would.
He's also at Level. Was it Team 1UP, that channel? They do all that stuff?
Yeah, like Team 1UP. He's part of that crew now, doing like animation skits, and they're good. I mean, they're really good, and I was really glad that he got a chance to be part of that team and showcase his skills and stuff. So
yeah,
but I'm really happy for him.
I love his Glitch Boy because I'm a huge Mega Man fan.
Yeah,
obviously.
Very much so.
Yeah. Mega Man's my boy. When I saw the Battle Royale, I freaked out.
If I ever met Ben Singer, I'd be like, hey, if you need a real Mega Man expert, look up this guy Drunk VFX or Nidge VFX. He knows his shit.
I know it pretty well there, but
yeah, you do.
Yeah, that was.
I should get you to research a future Mega Man rerun Rumble. Save me the trouble.
Yeah, I think you did.
Hey,
You did a pretty damn good job with him versus Astro Boy.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
dude, you proved, like, when I saw the death battle, that was the very first video I've ever reacted to was Mega Man versus Astro Boy, and that's why I was like, I did, and that was the first one I've ever done, and I pretty much was like, they forgot a lot of stuff, and when you did it, I was like, this is exactly what I was talking about. Like,
exactly.
They straight up just. They basically cherry-picked their information.
No, yeah.
At them, they got
no, obviously,
Yeah, you're right. Especially keep in mind because that was a much older episode. Because when they did the Battle Royale, they mentioned a lot of key things that they didn't mention before. Like when he survived the Wily explosion, that was like trillion megatons or whatever. And I think that's a little bit more than atomic disintegrator gun or whatever the hell Astro Boy took. So
he died in the sun, Astro Boy. But
he did.
But Torchman or whatever, the one from Mega Man 2 alone, his fire is as hot as the sun. It shoots out like 8,000 degrees. And if Astro Boy couldn't even body the surface of the sun, right there, that fire gun alone would just annihilate him.
Exactly.
That right there alone. You did the research. Him in space and everything.
Yes.
No way.
Sure, go ahead.
I digress.
So, Rich, I actually do have a question for you. Since you're a researcher for them, so like, what was the hardest battle you had to research thus far?
Oh, that's a good one. I would have to say it would be my debut battle, Batman versus Black Panther. When we did that, we did that, I was only with CFC for like a month, and there was no fights for me to work on. So when he told me that we're going to do Batman versus Black Panther, and this is when we had a Skype headquarters, we basically laid it all down. Okay, like, this is Batman versus Black Panther. How can Batman get past the vibranium suit? I looked into everything for Black Panther, and I'm saying, No, there's absolutely no way he could get through that suit unless he had prep time. And the hardest thing is like, okay, well, that just raises the question, like, how could we do this? And I just said, we got to do this with no prep time because I feel like that's the best way you can do this. So that was pretty hard for me, comic book wise, because it was even harder for me because I'm a huge Batman fan. If anybody who's been with my channel for the longest time, they know I'm a Batman. I'm a Batman shill. I love Batman, and having to come up with a reason to why he couldn't win, it was very hard on me because I'm like, oh, I wanted to win so bad, but I'm sorry, Black Panther. But I guess the second hardest was Steven Universe versus Star Butterfly.
Oh, I remember that one.
Yes, that one got intense because I'm like, okay, as a fan of both, I'm like, okay, well, maybe Steven could do this, but then I'm looking at Star. She's like, no, she can do that. So I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, okay, Star's got this. If you give her this, you give her that. And because her wand is, on a multiverse level, that is pretty much it. That's pretty much it for Steven Universe. So those were pretty much the two hardest fights I had to do. And it took me quite a long time to get to them because there was a lot of prep work that I needed to do for them.
Prep, no pun intended.
In my opinion, for Batman, I think, and this is all versus debates, no matter what.
Absolutely.
I think he should be entitled to prep time because that is his superpower.
That's true.
Yes.
It's money, obviously, and it's prep, and it's his physique. That's what makes him Batman. You take that away, you're taking literally half of his ability. And that's
absolutely.
That makes sense, yeah. He's known for the prep time. Like I understand.
He's entitled to it. He's Batman. That's what he does.
Yes, I absolutely agree with you. Again, I'm a Batman fanboy, and when it comes to Batman and his prep time superpower, I'm always there. I'm like, yeah, absolutely. He can do anything if given the prep time, but when it comes to actually having him not have prep time, it becomes very difficult because, especially with Black Panther, as I said, at one point we were even debating, well, should we just have Bruce Wayne versus T'Challa? And I said, well, okay, if we do that, Bruce Wayne might have an advantage here because, T'Challa's got his powers from the Black Panther herb, but Bruce Wayne, if you take away his armor, you take away his gadgets, he is still a brute force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
But if you take away Black Panther's vibranium suit, he's essentially vulnerable. So I completely agree with you on that. Like, Batman should be entitled to prep time.
I might be. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna mention one thing. I do have to agree with you that he does deserve prep time. But in terms of how Death Battle does it, I kind of understand why, because they want to make it that initial contact. They come. One comes out of the woods, one comes out of the woodwork, whatever. They see each other and then they fight. It's that initial contact, but I think it's kind of. I understand why they did. It's kind of fair, so that way, they have no prior knowledge of each other. Like, I if I saw Mitch on the street, let's go, and we fight. Like, I don't know what he's capable of. I wouldn't know. He wouldn't know what I'm capable of. But so in that regard, I understand. But if you're gonna do research on characters, give them something that put them at their max potential, because that's what they always say. We look at these characters at their max potential. Yes. Batman with prep time is at his max potential. You're just taking away half of that.
Here's what would happen in Simulator. If he couldn't beat him, he would retreat, prep him, and come back and fight him again.
He would find a weakness.
I would see it that way. That's how Batman rolls. He'd be like, he'd attack him, like you said, can't get to the suit. I gotta go. I'll see you next time.
Yes. Which real quick, that is why I disagreed with the ending of Batman versus Black Panther, and they saying Bruce wouldn't be able to use a gun that he could develop to get through the suit because of his rule of guns. I'm like, that's bullshit.
Yes, I agree, because I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm sorry, but
he would use a gun, but as long as it's not lethal, though.
Yes.
He didn't need a gun.
That takes away Death Battle rule number 3 or 4, where these are bloodlusted creatures they're using. Remember?
Yes.
They throw out just like sometimes they bring it in and say, like, Optimus Prime, he was kind of gullible. They put that in there. Remember, even though he still won against Gundam,
he's nice.
That's irrelevant, though. Even if it's irrelevant, because if you're bloodlusted, you're not going to sit there and be like that in a fight. You're going to fight to the death. So
exactly.
Because like Goku always wants to fight Superman at max strength. No, bloodlust. That means like just like Superman, he fried his brain out. If we're gonna use that logic, neither would win because they would never kill each other. Batman and Goku would be a draw. Literally.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
That's why bloodlust was
Another
a rule.
thing.
But then they sometimes mention it. That's my critique.
I'm the same way. Go ahead,
I agree.
Ivan.
No, yeah, I'm sorry for everyone saying anything. You want to say something? Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I want to hear what you got to say.
Okay, so yeah, it don't need to be a gun. It should it could be a grenade. Like toss a grenade and let that fuck up his vibranium suit. So that's 100%. That's just contradictory. Like, oh, well, he could develop a gun. Like it don't. Then my first thought was, why does it have to be a gun? It don't need to be a gun. Throw a grenade. Boom. Yeah. Boom. That's a wrap right there. So like go ahead.
Well, to be fair, Batman is trained to kill. He just chooses not to. That's the thing.
Yes.
But just the comment on the whole thing about, he's entitled to prep time, I kind of have to disagree because we've seen him in many medias where he first encounters like a certain villain. Like, for example, Bane. He never faced someone like Bane. He never even heard of Bane. First encounter with Bane, and Bane was the one who was studying him, who was like telling him, oh yeah, I'm gonna have him tire himself out. When he comes back, I'm gonna jump him and break his back, which he did. So I feel like we have to put that to account. But if you want to put a circumstance saying that, oh, he knows his opponent, he knows what to do and stuff, then that could be another debate for another time. Which I don't mind. I wouldn't mind hearing, like, say, well, what if Batman had prep time and he fought someone like Goku? Would he have a better chance of winning? I could say he might have a better chance of winning, but we'll see what happens with all the research, what he learned, what he learned about Goku's weakness or something like that. But in the initial
laser.
Yeah, no. Well, okay. Thank you. Well, if you want to see, I was actually going to plug a fight. If you want to see Batman versus Goku, then you can go and check that out on Cartoon Fight Club, where we did Batman versus Teen Goku. It was Teen Goku.
I saw that. Yeah, that was good. Go ahead,
paste it. Our moderators will allow it. Jedi, go ahead.
And if I can
keep going.
No, it's all right. Okay.
But if I could say, yeah, I agree with Duo, because like I said before, it's how they kind of interpret the battle in the scenario, and the way they do it, it's that initial contact. So it really just depends on how like the animators want to play it out, like how they want to do their research. Do they want to give them prep time to give them the best possible chance against another character, or did they want to make an initial contact and based on everything he knows? Because to be fair, Batman, he's good if while he doesn't need prep time, he can still think on the fly fairly good. And that's always been another strength. Like if he's in initial contact, he can just think quickly and be like, okay,
yes, he can. Yes, he can.
Yeah, exactly. So that's still like a good thing to do, a good trait to have, to be able to think on the fly in a battle scenario, like under pressure, and to come out on top. But when it comes to someone like Black Panther, that's gonna be hard to do because that armor, he's not gonna be able to think of what he can do on the fly. That's something he has to have prep time for. But that's just how the animators want to interpret that research and overall interpret the overall battle, if that makes sense.
And even with like say battles that are not research and just for entertainment, like for a perfect example, when Batman faced Darth Vader for Superpower Beatdown, and they announced this when they announced it. Oh yeah, we're gonna have these two fight, and then they announced it on a post that Batman will have prep time. He will be portrayed that he had prep time, that he knows what to do to face Darth Vader. I'm like, okay, I want to see that. I want to see what he would do to counter his force abilities, what he's gonna do to his respirator and whatnot. And it did just that. It's like this is exactly like what Batman would do to face someone like Darth Vader. In an initial battle without prep time, he'll definitely have a hard time. But will he regroup a little bit, like retreat, stick a move, retreat? I said, wait a minute, he's breathing very hard. So maybe I can take out his respirator with my EMP, and then he will be rendered helpless. Because he's done that in the past. Like I said, he can't think quick, but with other things, like there's a lot of things to expect, and sometimes he does say expect the unexpected, but sometimes that unexpected can catch up with him.
Yeah, no, well, to definitely end off that, I would also say Batman's other greatest superpower is the littlest things, like you just said, like Darth Vader breathing heavily. He would obviously know, okay, EMP. But if Batman's fighting another martial artist, he can just pick apart their fighting style while he's fighting them to know how to counter them, what to use against that, et cetera, because being a man with the mastery of over 127 different various martial arts, if you fight him with martial arts based attacks, he's gonna know exactly which kind of martial arts you're either disciplined in or you're adept in. It doesn't matter, because that's what Batman does. He picks apart his opponents by analyzing them in either prep time or on the spot. So it doesn't matter if you don't give him prep time, as long as he fights somebody that he can pick apart and find a way to take down, then there you go.
He's still a dangerous character to fight with or without prep time.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
That was exactly what's the case with Batman versus Captain America. That's exactly what they said. He has more knowledge because he's mastered all of them, while Captain America was adept. So that kind of already plays into that argument. Because you may be adept at it, but I know every single thing about it, the style you're using. So, yeah, that pretty much just
So I had another quick question here for Duo. Are you going to start doing more voice acting for battle mode?
When the time comes, yeah, I plan on it. Definitely, for my 100 episode, there's definitely going to be voice acting. Nice. Yes, I'm being very ambitious to get to 100 episodes. And
that's awesome.
I already have.
It's a secret, right? You're not going to tell anybody.
I'm not going to tell anyone yet. No.
Cool.
No. And it's gonna be a battle that no one has ever, probably people have thought about, but it's never been done. And that's what I like about my show. I like to try to do battles that no one has done, no one has ever thought of. Of course, you see some battles that people have already seen before, but it's by different animators that people have never heard of, and that's one of the things I like about my show.
Hey, I'm up to do more voice acting for you if you need me to.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Shameless plug from me too.
Oh yeah, Nidge did worked on an episode with me. He was Frank West facing Negan.
Mm-hmm.
And he did an awesome. I have to say, he did an awesome job voicing Frank West. I was like, because I was thinking of like, I do want to do a voice acting. I was like, who would be? I said, Nidge has that voice that reminds me of Frank West. So let me ask him if he can do the voice for him. As for the voice of Negan, the person that did it, he had a college try. I know a lot of people were kind of complaining about how he sounded, but you get what you get. He tried, you get what you get, and
you do
your best. And I always look at it as like, we can't do it exactly like, say, a Jeffrey D. Morgan. You know what I mean? Like,
don't do that.
Try to do your own spin as best as you can. But if you
hear that, Troy Baker.
but yeah, that one episode with Negan versus Frank West, it was fun to make because I animated that one. It was fun to make. It was, I think it's one of my most controversial ones because I let Negan win, where people were saying like, wait a minute, no, Frank West would definitely beat Negan. I said, yeah, I know, but here's the thing:
no research. It's no research. That's so dumb. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It is,
and I say that at the end of every video. If you agree that this would happen or you disagree, feel free to leave your comments down below. You know what I mean? Like, I'm open to hear people. I'm not saying that this would definitely happen. I would say this could happen, but that's like a slim chance compared to what Frank can do to someone like Negan. I mean, he has fought lots of psychopaths in his time, and Negan is sort of a psychopath that Frank could definitely beat him with very little problem. But I like to spice things up. I don't like hearing the word stomp. Like, oh, he will definitely stop him. Like, where's the fun in that? Let's see how it plays out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have some pie.
It's realistically a battle that can literally end in less than a second. Like, one shot, boom. it don't even need to go that far. So I totally understand why you did it. So I can totally understand why you
did the best of that was Flash versus Spider-Man, the Mighty Raccoon.
Yeah,
that right there is literally
yeah.
what people like. This is what you guys want. This is really what would happen. Like literally, that's like it was perfect. I was like,
yeah. Perfect. Yeah. Well, speaking of that duo, would you like to tell them the story of how you casted me as Rorschach in Rorschach versus Darkman?
ooh.
yeah, sure. I of course I love Rorschach.
Same
And I love Darkman, and a lot of people didn't know who Darkman was. I'm like, this was a very obscure superhero back in the 90s. So when I start showing like pictures of him and showed the trailer, I said, oh, that Darkman. Okay. And then people started remembering what Darkman can do. So I was like, I really want to do a voice acting for this one. So I was trying to figure out who would do it. And then one time, Richard was like saying, no, no, no. I'm like I said, do that again.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you mean this? No, no, no. Like, and then I did the whole monologue. He's like, Ray, can you do some more? I'm like, yeah, sure. Rorschach's Journal, October 12th, 1985. Tonight, a comedian died in New York. Like that whole thing. And he's like,
that was pretty good.
I was like, Richard, can you please voice Rorschach? That was great.
Yes, absolutely. I loved it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That was legit. I like
that was
Yeah,
fire.
no,
that was
see,
fire.
that's the
And I voiced Darkman. I voiced
Yes.
Darkman as best as I could. I know I couldn't get that Liam Neeson accent in there.
Oh,
but
nobody can do Liam
But
Neeson.
like you said though, too, don't try to copy it too much.
No.
Yeah.
I understand.
All I care about was getting that raspy voice that he has, and get that same manner. Because I was watching Darkman again just to get like, what would he say in these situations? How does he talk? And it's like, okay, got it. So I did the voice for him. He did the voice for Rorschach, and it was great. And pretty much I died in that episode. Because I was the voice of
I killed yeah, no. Well, the funny thing about that was when I did the voice of Rorschach, because it's such a raspy voice, I don't have a deep voice. I don't like, this is my natural voice. So doing a raspy voice, it takes a lot out of me. So I drink a lot of water. But the sucky part about it is when I did the first couple of lines for Rorschach, I had a cold and I had a sore throat and a cold. So I'm like, okay. I don't know if I can do this. But then I just was like, okay, screw it. Let's try a take. And then I did it. And I was like, oh my God, that was perfect. So then I just waited for my voice to come back. And then I'm like, okay, I don't think I'm going to be able to capture that again, but let's just keep going. So yeah, it was a great experience playing Rorschach and also getting to fight Duo Dreamer and throw him in a train.
which, by the way, I also animated as well. So
yes, you animated that whole thing.
That was awesome.
It was fun. It was fun animating that one because it was something I was always saying. I want to see two masked vigilantes face each other, and people were saying like, "Well, Darkman has super strength." I said, "Yeah, but you have to remember." Rorschach has fought guys who are super strong too and killed them in Watchmen. So it's like, it's still good. And the story behind it was I was trying to make it where like Darkman was looking for Durant. So he got one of the henchmen and he was threatening to kill him, which he was actually going to kill him anyway. Rorschach, that was his informant. He wanted to stop him so he doesn't lose his informant, so he doesn't lose his case. And I figured that's what Rorschach would have done, and that's how they got into the fight. So I like making like story, like do a little story behind the animations I do because I don't want to just like have them fight and there's no rhyme or reason. Which some people some people do that, but I like to have like a lead up to why they're fighting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
And I love that too.
You gotta have that, at least to me.
It has to have a story. Yeah, I agree. It has to have a story. Like, well, like my problem was like some of the last episodes, like Weiss and Masudu, it was just fight right away. Like, where's the story? There was just like right, like let's start having a fencing. Let's start fencing each other. Like no provocation, whatever. So I love the fact that you incorporate stories. I think that's how every versus match should be done. It had to have some degree of a story, not like a 10,000 novel Shakespeare type of shit, but just something that like
something quick.
Yeah, exactly. Something quick, something enjoyable, something relatable. I think you pulled that off great. So yeah.
Yeah. So we definitely start taking some questions. I'm sure we're definitely going into overtime here for some of us.
It's all right. Yeah, let's do some questions.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You want to go ahead, Ivan? He's the question guy that reads off the comments. You can name These are questions from fans, by the way, that are tuning in right now. So obviously we kind of all asked our questions already. I did have one more question. If you could answer it quick. What's your favorite battle mode? Both of you?
Battle mode.
Battle mode.
And death battle too, yeah.
Okay, battle mode and death battle. Okay. Battle mode, aside from Rorschach versus Darkman, which was very greatly animated on Duo's part, I would have to say, just for the hell of it, I would say Dragon Zord versus Mechagodzilla because of how well he handled that and really having these two mechs go at it. It felt like you could feel Duo's.
I didn't animate that though.
No. But you could feel Duo's, drooling mouth come out when he was seeing these two. He's like, "Oh my god, it's so good!"
That
Power Rangers fan.
That was actually done by Gabriel Malzo. He's one of the animators that work with me. So he's
Gabriel. Yeah, right on.
Yeah, he's a great animator, awesome animator. You can also see him on Cartoon Fight Club as well with AR. He does animations for him too, and also Flat Zone with Limit Break Showdown. He does a couple of animations there too. But he's so talented, and I was just so happy he brought this dream to life for me because I've always wanted to see Dragon Zord versus Mechagodzilla. So I was happy about that.
Yeah, and favorite death battle, it always fluctuates, but in terms of this season, it's going to be a controversial one. I would have to say Ben 10 versus the Green Lantern.
Yes. I like that. I like that one too. I'm not gonna lie. I like it. I like that one too. And flame me in the comments. I can take the heat. And I'm stopping.
Yeah.
No,
we can all like controversial episodes.
I still watch it because it's so fun to watch animation wise. That's the only reason why I still watch it because it's so fun entertaining. But I'm sorry, go ahead. Let me shut up.
No, it's okay. I was done. But yeah, it's always good to like controversial episodes. And despite the fact that Ben 10 didn't win, I very much liked how it treated both characters to a decent level with respect. So yeah, that's probably my favorite fight of this season so far.
Mm-hmm.
All right, right on.
Yeah, your turn, Duo.
It's always going to be the same for me when it comes to favorite death battle. It will have to be Sam Fisher versus Solid Snake.
Yeah,
I just loved how they pretty much answered to each other's attacks and with a counter here, a counter there. Like the story that lead up to it, they were fighting over intel and stuff, and the final death was like, oh my god! Like
I never saw one actually.
That was the most.
Yeah, I probably should watch it. I never saw it. Go ahead.
You should, dude.
Yeah, it's a great episode.
I thought it was one of Torian's best work, in my opinion. One of Torian's best work because it's just
a beast, man. I love that man.
Yeah, me too.
Right on.
And the voice acting was just great too. Like you had what was it? What was his name? He was the voice of Vegeta. He was
Christopher Sabat.
Chris Sabat.
I'm trying to remember if he was. I think he was the voice of Solid Snake, I believe.
Yes.
And he sounded just like David Hayter. Like he sounded just like David Hayter. I'm like, oh my
Colonel, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
But everything was like even with like Otacon was in it and Sam Fisher's sidekick was in it, and they were kind of like countering each other with their own sidekicks and their own abilities and their gadgets and whatnot. It was just like, wow, that just blew me away. I said, I love this episode. And when everyone asked me what's your all-time favorite episode of Death Battle, I said that one because it's just.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out.
I love you do. All I'm gonna say about that is that was probably the most story of all the Death Battle, but it was so well put together. Like that could totally be like a film, like a 1 hour film. and I would just enjoy every single minute of it. I love the depth behind it. Like, it was so much story, and I think that's how
brutal though.
It was. Let's not say how. Let's not say how.
Yeah. This is the part where I go la 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 la.
Yeah. Okay. So one more question for me before we actually get into this. So, what's your least favorite death battle?
Ooh, least favorite. Oh, this is difficult. Well, Batman versus Black Panther is one of them. Yeah.
Guess why?
Yeah, exactly. But my all-time least favorite, I would have to say, it's Epion versus the Tiger Zord. I really did not like that one. It was greatly animated. Don't get me wrong, more than I was expecting. But I really feel like it didn't fit. Like to me, it wasn't the ideal match.
Way too strong.
Yes, exactly. It felt like it wasn't the right matchup for Tommy. Like, especially since you got to take into consideration 9 times out of 10, everyone says Tommy is their favorite Power Ranger, and for good reason. So having him go up against Epion, I feel like that's not good. Like, there's no connection there aside from they're two guys who pilot a mech. Like, that's not good, in my opinion.
There were the sixth.
Well, even then, that's
and they had a bad side to them.
Well, right. Yes, okay, that's true. But to me, I feel like, they should have just done Leonardo versus the White Ranger, because that would have been very better, and I feel like that would have been more engaging and exciting.
But we all know that Leonardo would definitely lose to White Ranger, unfortunately.
I'm okay with that.
And the Ninja Turtle, I have a shirt right here, Ninja Turtles. Like, they're my favorite, but I'll admit when I know they can be beaten in a versus debate. You know?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's my all-time least favorite. Epion versus Tiger Zord.
Help me out, guys. Who do you think would be a good death battle, like Chippendale Rescue Rangers versus blank?
Oh,
I got one.
Oh my God.
Okay, what's yours?
Macintosh.
Really?
No one knows who Macintosh is?
Really?
No, I'm not familiar.
God, you're old.
I know Macintosh Apple, but other than that, no.
All right.
Macintosh Apple.
Remember those two gophers in the Looney Tunes? There are two gophers.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
all the Looney Tunes, you bring those up?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Okay.
One name's Mac, the other is Tosh. So I was like, have those two go at Chippendale versus Macintosh.
Oh, yes, that's perfect.
Got you now.
Perfect.
Okay.
That's perfect, actually.
I saw a really good one recently. This guy, his name is Realm of Splash. I don't know if you know that YouTuber. He did Macaulay Culkin from Home Alone versus what was that show called? The Purge, where everyone tries to whack. Yes, it's all just voice though. There's no animation, but the way he explains it, it's so that is so cool, man.
That I would pay to see that.
I know.
I would, yeah.
And I think Kevin would definitely beat the people invading in the Purge, because they'll try to go into his house. They get killed from the traps and stuff. He's like, "Hey, you guys, give up or you thirst for more, bitches." I so see that.
I would see him even doing it now, the role, because remember, he hangs out with Angry Video Game Nerd now. If you saw that,
yes,
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, what the heck?
I just, how did James Rolfe do it, man? I don't know how he did it, how he was able to get it. And we were I remember seeing the notification. We were doing a Nerdbender podcast, and I got a notification that there's a new episode. I said, okay, I said, holy shit. And I let everyone, just let you know, Macaulay Culkin's in the new AVGN episode. And everyone was like, what? I was like, how did he get Macaulay Culkin in there? Seriously.
He's contacted him?
He's getting all these celebrities, even ones that were on certain video games for a very long time, and somehow he gets them on his show. I'm like, how the hell does he do it?
They're fans of him. That's what it sounds like. Which is cool, wow. You're watching, all of a sudden you're hanging out with them. It's like, I can imagine, that would be cool. And Macaulay seems like a cool cat, he's pretty chill.
Yeah, he very much is. Yeah.
All right, so I guess we can do the questions. I did have one more question, but.
But wait, Duo, did you answer the least favorite death battle question?
No, not yet.
Which one will you pick?
Rebecca Black versus Justin Bieber.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Or was that a research one? I can't remember.
No, that was a
was a
research
joke.
one, believe it
That
or
was
not.
all research.
It was a
also
joke
though.
research one.
Joke
Oh,
research
God.
one, but
It was
it's still
so dumb.
it's still an episode of Death Battle, and it was my least favorite. I'm like, okay,
I
so
felt so
dumb.
bad for her, man. She got bullied though.
She
She's
did.
all right now. Like I've actually seen her recently, and she's got over it, but still,
In
that
person?
must have been hard.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
person.
No, I mean the ninjas are in person because you say you saw
No,
her.
I never met her physically. No.
Oh,
I
okay.
meant like I saw her
Say.
latest video, like subscribe,
Okay.
whatever. She dropped a video like a week or two ago, and I was like, "This is actually good." You know, before she was literally, it was that Pedo Bear guy, that black dude. He like made all these videos
Fat
and made her
Usher.
sing it, and like
Fat
put
Usher.
like auto tune in her voice. You know what I mean? They're like, "We'll make you a star." Yeah, well then in that other video, like something about liking Chinese food or chicken nuggets or something.
Yeah.
Like, he made all those songs. That's him that makes them. But he's
What
like.
the heck?
He's like, and he just shows up in the video, just starts rapping around these little teenager girls, and everyone's like, "That's kind of creepy, man." Like, you know, that's why everyone was calling him. And you know that bear. Remember Pedo Bear?
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, I think he even wore that suit in one of the damn videos. I think that's where it came from, if I'm not mistaken. Someone can auto-correct me, but like, it was something like that, and I was like, "Oh man, like this."
Oh,
It wouldn't
God.
surprise me, man, if we find out later on there was like some R. Kelly stuff going on or something. But
Yeah.
I digress at this point, man.
It's all good. It's all good. I guess we should get to the questions then. So there's one.
All
from
right.
Matt.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So there's one for Duo. What is on your bucket list?
Oh God. I don't really have much of a bucket list because I'm just living life as I can and just
Aw.
trying new things. But if there's something I want to do before I die, I guess maybe publish a book. Maybe,
All right.
I don't know.
Nice.
Would the book be called Always Dream Big? I'm just curious.
Maybe, yeah.
I like that. I like that. I like that.
I like the hashtag on
Should
it.
I
I like
said
that.
it out loud, damn it.
Yeah, or keep dreaming big. I like that book title too.
Something, but I really don't know. I really don't know exactly what I want to do before I die. I feel like I'm doing almost everything I've always wanted to do in life so far. So
Here's one: meet me in person.
yes,
There you go.
That's a good one.
yes, that's a good one.
That'd be a
Actually,
beautiful one. I want to see that vlog someday.
Oh yeah.
Are you guys making fun of me?
No. Okay, next one from Rachel. Jedi, this is for you. What's your
Okay.
favorite hobby?
My favorite hobby? Ooh. I would have to say my favorite hobby is reading comic books and exploring certain animated shows that nobody in this generation will ever remember until they're dead. So I would say that's my favorite hobby. Just, lying around, reading comic books, and watching TV.
That's similar to what I do.
Oh, okay.
my
No,
favorite hobby
That's
is
the only
porn.
hobby.
Your hobby
Wait,
what?
Nani?
I said that. I'm sorry.
I said my favorite hobby is porn.
Oh, this is a family show for the most part.
Family show. That's an after dark.
Now,
Yeah.
you asked me, which
That's
one?
why his
Doing
one
it or-
wrist is. Oh, that explains why he got that lotion in the background right there on the.
Really? Oh, only Dick would point that out. Only Dick would have pointed that out.
No one understood what he was into. That whole time I was looking at it, I was like, I'm just waiting for someone in the comments to say something. No one said nothing. And that was
Only
the
Dick
perfect
would point that out.
Oh, God.
You nasty as fuck. You nasty.
He always dreaming big. I see what he's talking about now.
Oh my god. Y'all sick as fuck.
Oh, fuck.
I walked myself into that one, huh?
You
Yeah,
did.
you did. Gotta get all the laughs out.
Okay.
Oh my god, I'm crying.
Okay. Okay. That's okay. Next
It's all right.
question from your only made. I guess it's for anybody. What are your thoughts on the Marvel MCU Phase 4 announcement?
I'm excited, but I really don't care for some of them. I'm only excited for Blade and Doctor Strange 2.
I am too, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a little disappointed who they picked for Blade because I was always hoping it'd be.
Why? What's wrong with him?
I've always liked to see Michael Jai White play Blade. Okay,
He's too old to play Blade.
he still looks damn good at his age. Okay?
We don't need young talent.
No
We
homo.
need young talent, my man.
but after seeing this actor, I know who this actor is. I said, okay, I can see him play Blade, but I've always wanted to see Michael Jai White play him once. You know, like come on.
I mean, after Spawn, I don't know if I trust him to be in another comic.
Hey. The guy is an accomplished martial artist. He knows. He knows more martial arts than Wesley Snipes. Okay, he is good.
Right on.
Do you guys know the Black Ninja on YouTube, right? That one black.
Yes,
crazy
I do.
That guy would be a badass Blade. He'd do all his own stunts.
Yeah,
That'd be dope, actually. Yeah.
I think he's called Black Ninja. I'll look him up real quick.
I thought it was Afro Ninja.
No, not that guy. No.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so when he looks that up, we'll just go to the next question then. From Lancer, what is your favorite season and why? I'm guessing. What do you mean by season?
Do you mean Nerdbender?
I'm guessing. Whoa.
What is that?
Oh yeah.
Oh shit. Oh that. Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. Oh, that's definitely. Oh, that's definitely a Blade right there.
Look at this dude. Dude's a freaking beast.
Yeah, he's all jacked. Dang, what the heck?
Or even
he could be a ninja warrior. That dude could be a ninja warrior in the show.
Dude, this Nia is fucking crazy. Like I'm just skipping through some of this, but he can do all that crazy. Look at that flips and look at that.
Yeah, I would like him to be a stunt double.
That's sick. That's sick,
that.
man. Hell yeah, that's dope.
I like him already.
Look at that.
I like him already.
Look at that.
Yeah.
I do too.
That right there would be the guy I would want to be Blade.
I would not object. I'm like, okay, that's virtually perfect right there.
I wouldn't fuck with that guy.
Yeah, fuck that. I'd be like, yeah, no, I ain't fighting you. Take my money. Just
no. To answer that question, what's my favorite season? If you're talking about Nerdbender,
I think I know what they're talking about. Like,
are they talking about battle mode?
No, they're talking about in terms of real season, like winter, spring, fall.
Are you sure?
Oh,
that's what I think.
I think so too. What's your favorite season? I guess. So.
Oh, okay, then winter. I love winter.
Where do you live, by the way?
I live in San Antonio, Texas.
That's why you love winter.
Yeah, exactly. I originate from Florida, and I never experienced winter in Florida. So then when I came here, I'm like, holy crap, it's cold.
It was -60 for me.
Yeah.
To give you an idea. That's why I like I don't know, man. I think I like my fall or my spring.
Yeah.
That's me too. Fall and spring, definitely.
Me too. That's my favorite seasons. Fall and spring.
Just
in the middle. Just in the middle. Not too hot, not too cold.
Not too cold. Yep,
Perfectly.
exactly.
Damn right.
Because right now, where I am right now in Rhode Island, it is freaking hot.
Texas would like a word with you.
It's like there are times it's like 90 degrees, 99 degrees. It's crazy. And I'm in the north. And it's so hot, like as if I'm in Jamaica or something.
It's hot here.
Right? It makes no sense how our world works. How come we don't get the benefits of like the South in the winter, but we get all the negatives in the summer as everybody else? Like it makes no sense.
I have no idea.
And then some person
global warming.
And then some person in the White House said, "Oh, there's no global warming. No global warming, my ass.
Yeah.
No climate change, my ass. There's climate change."
Oh damn.
That's why my eyes be sweating when I do reactions. I tell people it's that global warming.
Yeah, global warming is happening in his eyes. So blame Nidge if global warming is happening around y'all. Okay, next question. Is you only going to be in the reaction squad? Yeah, I just spoke to him a while ago. He said he's totally down. So we just got to set up a time and date. And yeah, I would love to have him on the show.
Wow, you almost got the whole collection of the Nerd Bender podcast on the show. Awesome.
Yeah, no, I would definitely love to have him on. Definitely.
We gotta get Spectral on here too. Then.
Yeah, all you need is Spectral Star, and then you got the whole set.
Yeah, Spectral Star's a little hard to get, but I wish you luck on that.
Oh, definitely. If you want, he could. He's more than. We'd be more than happy to have him on the show too, because he's also good too. He's an awesome guy. I hear an echo.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that me?
Echo.
Hello. Hello.
It's fine. Do it. So, Duo and Jedi. What's your favorite holiday?
Favorite holiday? Ooh, that's a good question. I would have to say Christmas, because it's a great time to not only receive presents, but give back to the community and really enjoy a festive time of year.
Personally, Christmas is one of those holidays where you love as a kid, but as you get older, it's just like it's not so much enjoyable now because like
no,
no,
I think Nidge and Duo can agree with that, especially when you have to do your own Christmas shopping.
No, but to be fair, me personally, I still wait to the 25th because I still want to feel that enjoyment from Christmas. So. Yeah, so it's just one of those things where once you get old, fuck the 25th. I want my gift right now. So,
give them to me.
It's true. Like as soon as you get older, that enjoyment's gone. Unless you're one of the people like myself and others who still want to hold on to that feeling of enjoyment.
I think the beautiful part is Ivan. Like once you have like a family,
that
magic will probably come back.
Yeah,
you're right. And family, like, just seeing their eyes and everybody, it's like,
that's
you're
right.
What it's about. Until you hit that, it's not going to really, literally, until you hit that.
Yeah,
I got you.
Okay.
I got you.
Okay.
I know. Like, Duel, you didn't answer this question.
Oh, my favorite holiday would have to be Christmas because you get to spend time with the family. And since I have a son now, it's always good to see him light up when he gets presents that we get for him and stuff, you know. It's always good to see him get light up. Oh, thank you. You know, it's just heartwarming, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That damn global warming, that's what happens that day.
Yeah.
I start sweating.
Yeah. Here, son, here's your Christmas present. It's global warming.
no, I mean like that.
It's a globe that heats up. There you go.
There you go.
It's a literal globe that just heats up. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
All right, next question from Rachel. For me and Ruben, what's the best way to spend a rainy afternoon? Me, if it's sunny out and if it's warm out, I'll be out there in the rain. I love that feeling of warm rain. That's so fun.
For me, if it was raining, I'll just stay inside. Like have the windows open so I can hear the rain and probably play a video game or watch a movie. I like the sound of the rain. It's just very relaxing.
Fair enough. Next question. Jedi and Duo, what goals do you have for the next 5 years? Wait, did I read that right? Yeah, what goals do you have?
Goals.
Do you hope to achieve within 5 years? If that makes sense?
In terms of my new channel, all I want to do is just get back my old subscribers and try to put out as much good content as I can. I can't really say what other goals I hope to achieve in 5 years because I don't know what the state of YouTube is going to be like in 5 years. I mean, for all we know, YouTube will be okay. Block, strike. Every time you put up a video.
It'll probably mostly corporate for like the mainstream outlets and stuff, and not for people like us who help YouTube become what it is today.
We're not important.
We're gonna be the generation that's bitching. We're older, like talking about reparations from YouTube.
Yeah,
hard labor and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I still feel if it weren't for people like us that made YouTube what it is, YouTube wouldn't be here.
No, you're right.
In my
100%.
opinion.
Damn right.
But now they see like, oh, these like companies and stuff are coming in and they're helping us racking in some ad revenue. So let's cater to these people. And it's just like I get so annoyed, especially like YouTube Rewind, when they show that big huge collaboration of other YouTubers, and sometimes I see a major celebrity like The Rock, and I was like, Rock should not even be on there. Like,
but he does have.
Why didn't stop Jack Black?
The Rock does have a YouTube channel, so I mean,
but he's a silver spoon.
Yeah, that's true.
Like Jack Black, like literally.
Earlier today, Jack Black
spoon.
He actually live streamed with PewDiePie earlier today.
Oh,
celebrity privilege. The thing is like, the way we're going right now is all these celebrities are going to come and steal our chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like people like us that actually have to try to get 1 million subscribers, unlike Jack Black. He doesn't deserve them. I mean, I'm not hating on him. I think he's
because he barely did anything on his channel. It's like,
he was there for a day. He was there for a day and got the play button the following day. That's the point.
Yeah. He didn't have to work for it. And
we're gonna be we're the underclass YouTubers. We're gonna be swept under the rug in 5 years.
And I understand exactly how Duo feels. That's how I've been feeling this whole time. So
I agree. I completely agree with that.
And that's why I feel it's very important where we need to stick together, help each other out, to get ourselves known. That's why I like working with other people and helping people get their stuff out there. You know what I mean? Like collaborations and stuff. That we're gonna have to work together. You know what I mean? We have to.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I still want to do collaborations. That'll be fun. I'm down for that.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't worry, Duo. We're stuck together.
Yes. Literally.
We're like, you and I are both only closer. Anyway. No, like that was lame.
Duo hates puns, so I always keep doing
that. That's true. Boo!
Boo!
All right, next question from Rachel. For me and Ruben again. What are some challenges you think the next generation will face? Good question. Other than what these guys just talk about on YouTube, that's one of them.
Mm-hmm.
What are the challenges? Not thinking for yourself because you're gonna have apps that are gonna write your essays for you. Conveyor belt fucking sidewalks so you can move around and not work out anymore. So that's an issue. Okay, that's reaching, but no.
I think it's definitely an issue I'm worried about. It seems like
conveyor belt
censorship. That's
well, I mean, there's
like I get it. Like there's definitely a line not to cross on some level ish. Obviously, inciting violence, like real hate speech, is straight up saying me go whack X, Y, and Z. Mm-hmm. But if I sit there and voice my opinion how I don't like this person, even if I use some foul language, like that's not hate speech, at least by the definition of our First Amendment. I'm worried about that. A lot of people are trying to dictate because what happens is you basically will either die as a good person to society or live long enough to be hated by society in that world. Because someone's always going to be offended somewhere about what you could like this shirt. They could be like, I don't like this shirt because it's white and it's oppression or
it's doing the devil's horns.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what it is. Like, this shirt could be banned,
I can like I just posted a tweet about this is where if anybody saw my tweet, it was a picture of carrots and a fucking onion. It said this is where vegans are born. I don't know if people saw that, and I'm just like that. In probably 5 more years, that's probably gonna be hated by so many people. So that's just one example. I was anticipating because like, okay, am I gonna get hit with some vegans because this is where they from? Fucking, if you saw my tweet, you know what I'm talking about. But I get what you mean. It needs to be balanced. Like, I just hope that doesn't happen in the future.
That's what I'm worried about for the future, personally.
Ruben.
In California. Oh, go ahead.
What
happened in Cali?
Oh, like now, if you don't know someone's gender, you can go to a year in prison. Like,
What?
Yeah.
What?
If I don't know a gender,
you can give someone AIDS and only serve 6 months, especially if you intentionally know you have AIDS. And I'm like, how am I gonna give you some AIDS? You go to jail for 6 months. But if I mispronounce you, like let's say I thought you're a woman, right? And genetically you are, whatever. Remember, this is controversial, but if that person doesn't think they are, and they say no, I'm this, I'm a flying dragon or whatever they identify as. If I do not respectfully start calling her as that, I will go to prison. Look it up.
That's
what?
That's what
That is absurd.
I'm all for transgenders and whatnot. I'm all for that because I think it's your choice. You know, that's what you do.
Yeah.
But to go to prison because you didn't give them the proper pronoun or something like that, it's just what?
That's scary.
That is kind of scary because like sometimes you don't even know, and then you're gonna get arrested. But as always, when it comes to this country, is ignorance of the law does not apply. You know what I mean? You have to know it.
That's
you
like
have
saying,
to be knowing it. You know, I don't know. That's just ridiculous.
That's like saying I can get arrested for calling a tomato a fucking vegetable when it's really a fruit. Well, sorry.
Yeah,
like,
it's real.
It's that absurd. It's that absurd. But Ruben, I want to answer that question. What
was it again exactly?
What do you think the next generation is going to be problems they may have to face or whatever?
Probably just the next generation being. I don't think I think it's gonna be harder for the next generation to be more social. Like, I think like technology is gonna get so advanced to where people aren't gonna be open to like talking in person or anything like that. You know, like I think technology is gonna end up like taking over people's lives in general. You know, like they would rather do something like this in general. You know, instead of actually going out of the way to go see them in person or even going out in general.
If there's one piece of technology that can change that, is teleportation. Let us fucking so let us like teleport to people, then we can hang out. I think that can somewhat fix the problem.
That'd be dope.
But I will say this about the technology thing: it is happening now. For example, the supermarket I usually go called Stop and Shop. Now they have robots. They have robots roaming around, making sure that places are clean, and if it's not clean, they alert one of the attendants to go clean up the floor. So I'm like, what is this thing moving around here? It's like a freak, and what's worse, they put eyes on it. I'm like, okay, that is freaky. It's kind of like
Skynet.
Yes,
Skynet.
Right?
Yes.
Skynet. And what's
fuck that?
And what's even scarier now, with the same supermarket, there's only about 4 or 5 people cashiers, like human cashiers.
Yeah.
And the rest of it, it's all self-serve. And I'm like, what is going on here? Like Five Below, there's no more human cashiers. They're self-serve at Five Below now. It's like, what happened to what's going on here? Like, why are we like, I don't mind self-serving, but there's some people who prefer working with a person.
That's true.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, and don't get me wrong, at Five Below there are people there to assist people, but you know, having human contact is also just as important. You know, like we can't replace that with technology because eventually technology can break.
Exactly.
And of course, people can die too, but it's more, you get more of a connection with a human than with, say,
a robot.
You know, a robot. And I know for some women, they would get more close with a robot because they use those toys and all that. But that's besides the point.
Whoa!
Super chat for Nick for the robot.
He went 180. He went 180. We went 180 right there. It's okay for the women.
You got my attention. I mean, this mute's on.
Sick.
Shit, it's not.
That's sick.
But other than that, you know, it is what it is. You know, because it. So I guess we have to go with the times sometimes, you know what I mean? But some of us old fogies want to stay traditional, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's totally understandable because I have like my supermarket. I have a conversation with half the staff there because I'm cool with most of them. I don't want to talk to a fucking robot. Like you got no feelings, you got no flesh. Like, you know, like fuck you. Like don't terminate me in my sleep. Probably they could. That's why I would have to be respectful. Like, no, give me people to talk to. You know.
Well, but if we're lucky, some of those robots could be like Robin Williams and Bicentennial Man.
Oh,
I guess so. That's one upside.
Rip. Press F in the chat for Robin, please. I love him, man. I miss him. I'm sure you all.
Me too.
Yeah, I do. All right, next question from Lancer. We have a lot of questions, so let's try to answer these as quickly.
Yeah, because I got to wrap this up in about 10 minutes, honestly, on my end. I'm sorry.
Okay, so
I could leave it on if you guys want to continue still.
Oh, no, we'll just do 10 more questions, and then we'll wrap this up. So don't answer any more questions, guys.
I do want to make the
announcement,
because I mentioned on my Twitter that I was going to announce the season premiere of Battle Mode for season 4, so I'm going to do that at the end.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
So we'll go through these questions.
We'll play it on here. Like you want me to share the screen and play it? Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm just gonna announce it because I don't have the trailer or anything like that.
Okay.
So we'll just do 10 more questions and then we'll try to answer these as quickly as possible. So, Lancer, she's asking, what 3 habits will improve your life, Ruben and Duo?
You think? Probably quitting energy drinks for one thing. I drink way too many energy drinks, no lie. Probably getting out more and working out.
I'm with you there.
Yeah.
To improve your life, like just to feed off what he said, for me, I stopped drinking soda. You know what I mean? Because it just puts a lot of weight on you. It puts a lot of weight.
Yeah.
So. But I still like the taste. I still like the fuzziness from soda, so I drink seltzer water now. So, but to improve your life, just go out there, like be more, take risks. You know what I mean? Don't just be complacent. Don't just be like in a safe place. And I struggle with that too. I mean, I struggle with that being like, say, this is my safe place. I don't want to go out and take risks and stuff, because my mom always tells me, it's okay to take risks out there. Like she wants me to go buy a house one day, and it's scary. It's a scary thing, but but it's okay to take risks. I would say, as I always say, dream big. Go out for that dream. Because if you just stay still and do nothing, you're not gonna go anywhere. So
yeah,
exactly. Okay, so we'll just get to the next question now. What food for Jedi Bender? What food is delicious but a pain to eat?
Delicious but a pain to eat. Oh my god. Okay, very quick. Pain to eat.
Speed round.
Yeah, speed round. Fuck, I can't think of one. Okay.
Skip it.
Okay.
Then.
Okay. No. All right. Hold on. All right. I got it. I got it. Okay. The triple burgers. The burgers that have 3 burger patties right there. They're delicious, but they are pain in the ass to try and get one bite out of without it either spilling or it's just too greasy and you can't really get in it.
Do you mean do you mean like the quarter pounder size patties, or are you talking about the one McDonald's, sir? Because the one at McDonald's is easy.
Yeah.
You're talking like Fuddruckers, like.
Yeah. We're talking
those. Okay.
They are big. Like the burgers down here that I have, they are fucking big, and to try and eat them. It's like I can't do it. I gotta. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I gotta get a fork.
Yeah. I do too. Actually, I do too. Like I have to take one patty out and then just eat it with a fork, because I can't pick a mouthful. So that I understand definitely.
Yeah. I don't think I'll be able to finish something like that.
No, me neither.
In one setting.
No, definitely that's at least a two sitter or 3 sitter.
Yeah.
But Duo, what's the spiciest thing you've ever eaten?
Oh boy. Spiciest thing I've ever eaten. Jamaican jerk chicken.
Oh.
I had that not too long ago. Holy shit, that was spicy.
And the sad thing is, I'm Jamaican and I can't handle it.
Oh.
I can't handle it.
He can't handle it, man.
Racist.
You're gonna be arrested now.
No, that's me. That's like me. Like I'm Hispanic. I'm full Hispanic, and I can't speak Spanish very well, so I can.
Word, same here.
You're Hispanic, really?
Yeah, I'm half Hispanic.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
No. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
All right on. Okay, so all right, let me look
I'm
through
only
it.
half black, so I go Duo, what's up, my nig? And that's it.
Okay.
Oh my god!
What's up, Nick?
That is funny.
I usually say Nia though. That's usually what I say. Nia.
What's up,
that's
Nia?
my word.
Yeah.
Nia.
I mean, like, I just say I just call Ninja. Like, what's up, Ninja?
Ninja.
Exactly. Okay, there's another one for a duo. Will you have flash animations on battle mode?
If the budget is there, because I know that's expensive to get someone to do it, and I'm not a good drawer, so I can't promise you that.
All right.
But if someone can do it for me, and if the price is right, I could do it. But I know it's very expensive because it's you're drawing frame by frame.
The price is
Yeah.
right.
You know what I mean? You're drawing frame by frame, and it takes a lot of work. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be expensive to get someone to do it. You know what I mean? So, but if the budget's there, I could do it.
Okay, fair enough. So, next question from Rachel. I think that's like the fourth one, or no, I think this is the fifth one. Okay, number 5.
Yes.
Okay, number 5. Who was for both you and duo? Who was your craziest, most interesting teacher?
Teacher, like school wise.
Yes, those horrible people.
The horrible teachers.
The craziest and interesting.
Oh, okay. Craziest and interesting.
Speed round, remember.
Yeah, I know. Speed round. I can't really think of any because no, it's all right. None of my teachers were that crazy. I mean, they were interesting, but they were never wacky crazy like that one teacher in Family Guy where he would slice open a dead body and then candy would come out.
Ew.
So I didn't have any teachers like that. So I had just interesting teachers.
Okay. Duo?
Yeah, same here. I've had mostly interesting teachers, not the crazy ones. One from high school named Robert Crudell was always that interesting teacher because he taught like college prep English, and I like how he gives his words of wisdom and stuff. It's always interesting to hear his stories and stuff because he was also I think he did the Vietnam War one time, or was it Vietnam War. So it's interesting to hear stories like that. In college, I had a lot of interesting teachers in college because it's always different with college because you get to, you have a different relationship with the teachers than you did with, in high school, middle school, and whatnot. Because go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, but in terms of like say who inspired me to be, because I'm also a teacher myself. In terms of inspiration, there's one teacher named Jamie LaSalle from a school when I was in elementary, who was he was funny. He was very funny. And he was always there for me when I needed him. And I said, I want to be a teacher just like that. You know what I mean? So.
Well, now I feel horrible because I said to say the horrible teachers, and you're a teacher saying you're not horrible, so now I'm horrible for that. So
No.
Hey.
You can.
I'll say this. Let me say this. I've had kids tell me I'm horrible. I look at it as that means I'm doing my job. Thank you.
Yeah. You can make it up to us, Ivan, by going with the next questions because I know we're on timetable here.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so for Lancer, where do you get your news for Jedi and Duo?
Where do I get my news? In terms of comic book news, I get them from pretty much any interesting site that I can trust and are not assholes and trolls like comicbook.com. Yeah, them too. Like, so that's where I get my news. In terms of political news, I just watch the news. Like, that's it. So that's where I get my news.
Yeah, same here. I watch TV, watch the news. If it comes to like something like my interest, like anime, comic books, video games, it could be on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or any other website. Just pretty much social media where most people get their news. So.
Yeah, well, in terms of comic books, I do want to shout out 2 YouTube channels that I follow my comic book news at, comicbookcast.com and Hybrid Network. If you want comic book news like every day, what's going on, what's the scoop on things, rumors, all that, go to them. They're great YouTuber channels, and they really give you the good insights on some stuff. They're very awesome people.
All right.
Right on. So for again, Duo and Jedi, what games do you spend the most? Have you spent the most hours playing?
Wow.
Shit. That's a hard one. I would have to say the most games that I've spent the most hours playing. Recently, Spider-Man PS4. I was able to beat that in less than 2 days, and I rarely put the damn controller down. So that's the most I've put into it.
Nice.
When you're a father, you have very less time to do video games. Where I used to be able to sit down and play for hours with certain games, but I can't really do much of that anymore because I have a son, and plus he wants to play the video games. So it's like, all right, fine, it's your turn.
Yeah.
But in terms of like putting like blood, sweat, and tears in a game, there's so many games I've played that I put blood, sweat, and tears in. One of them, like you said, Spider-Man, PS4, God of War, the new God of War.
Oh yeah.
If anything, probably the one game that I felt I really had to grind to beat would be Final Fantasy VII.
Ooh.
All right, right on.
Good
Yeah.
time. Good time.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we have 3 more. So I think that's like the 6th or 7th question. Is it?
7th.
I only have time
Okay,
for
so-
one more, and Duo still has to mention his thing. So
Okay,
I'm
okay,
literally out of time now.
Okay. So we'll wrap this up then. So, all right, this is gonna be a speed round. So answer as quick as you can. What's the hardest you've ever worked, Duo? And then that's it.
The hardest I ever worked?
Yeah.
I think he means on battle mode.
On battle mode or just in general?
In general.
In general, hardest I ever worked, college.
All right.
College.
I figured
right,
it was
fair
wrestling, but I hear it. College is definitely not easy either.
It's
No.
not easy. No.
Okay. So everybody,
Duo,
that's the.
you had something really.
Oh yeah,
quick.
Duo. Would you like to announce what you want to do?
Yeah,
Sorry,
so I
Mitch.
hope, because I did mention to everyone that I will be announcing at the end of this podcast on the season premiere for season 4 of Battle Mode. So it's going to be a battle between 2 royal warriors of royal blood. The first one is Princess of Themyscira, Wonder Woman, versus the Prince of Saiyans, Vegeta.
Ooh.
All right, right on. Nice.
So that's going to be the season premiere of Battle Mode. Is
Is
see,
there,
and
there
this,
a release date?
huh?
Is there a release date, or is that to be announced or later? Or something?
That'll be announced later, but mostly it's going to be in August. I'm going to be releasing it in August, and just to let you guys know, this is a Battle Mode original. It's something that's been animated by someone else, not something that was released before, but animated. This one's animated by Gabriel Malzo, actually. So he's going to be opening up for season 4. I'm looking forward to show you what he has made for this episode, and I just can't wait. Can't wait to show it to you guys.
I can't wait to see it, man. It's gonna be awesome.
Hmm.
Yep.
Sounds awesome. Maybe I'll react to it for you.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. To kind of plug something on my own, my next reviews, obviously, if you saw my update channel, you know what I'm going to cover. Scooby-Doo, Tom and Jerry, Wizard of Oz, Rocky Balboa, and in September, I'm going to be doing my first live-action comic book film review, and that's going to be on, in my opinion, the most underrated Batman film of all time, Batman Begins. So look forward to that. Mm-hmm. And definitely some more reviews coming down the pipeline. So, yeah. There's my plugs.
All right. So I think that about wraps up for this episode. Ninj, you know what to do, homie. Wrap us out of here.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you everybody for joining. Once again, that was Duo, Jedi, and the rest of us here on the podcast. I'm gonna freak out and just add this random buttons on the screen, and then I'm just kidding. John's really happy when I do that crap, so I will stop doing everybody. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm so sorry for cutting you guys short. I'm actually on call at times, and I got some stuff I need to really get done. Thank you everybody for making this happen by joining. Once again, I left their links in this whole live chat. Please subscribe to these cats, especially let's get Jedi back up there. He lost his channel recently due to Bull Dinky, like literally Bull Dinky. And come on, guys, let's get him back up there. Show some love and subscribe.
Yeah, definitely.
And
Absolutely.
other than that, you guys have anything else to say?
Definitely, as you said, check out my channel and subscribe if you haven't. Also, too, I have a Patreon to help keep me going financially. So if you would be so kind, go over to my Patreon, patreon.com/JediBender, where you can get some great perks for as low as $1. You get access to everything that you can imagine. So yeah, that's about it. And this is the Jedi Bender saying, I'll see you guys on the next time. Thank you for having me, and be here, my friends.
All I have to say is, guys, thank you for joining us, and also thank you guys for inviting us to this podcast. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to be part of it, and hopefully down the line we can do this again.
Absolutely.
And for those who, some of my viewers who are here to watch this, please subscribe to this channel, the Reaction Squad, as well as these guys' individual channels. They do awesome reactions, so please subscribe to them, show some love, okay? And as always, dream big.
All right, guys. So, all right, Nidge, you know what you got to do. There we go.
This shit I'm out.
This is the reaction squad.
And always use lube.
Whoa! Oh my god!